There's something strange about the night. The world slows down, phones stop buzzing, people disappear into sleep, but your mind suddenly wakes up fully alive. And if this happens to you often, you are not just awake at night. You might be what psychologists call a night active thinker type. But here's the real question. Why does your brain feel completely different after midnight? Why do simple thoughts turn into deep conversations with yourself? And why do your emotions suddenly feel louder when everything is quiet? Let's break this down. At night, your brain enters a low distraction state. That means there is nothing outside competing for your attention. No noise, no tasks, no social pressure. So your mind does something interesting. It turns inward. This is when your subconscious mind starts speaking louder than your conscious mind. That's why memories, regrets, ideas, and random thoughts start appearing out of nowhere. It's not random. It's your brain processing everything you ignored during the day. Now here's a shocking psychology fact. Your brain doesn't actually stop thinking even for a second. Even when you're trying to relax, your mind is still scanning, predicting, and analyzing. This constant background activity is called the default mode network. And guess what? It becomes more active at night. That's why overthinking peaks after midnight. Not because night is emotional, but because your brain finally has space to think freely. Let's do a quick psychological check. Answer this in your mind honestly. Do you feel more creative at night than during the day? If yes, it means your brain might rely more on internal stimulation than external stimulation. That means your ideas don't come from what you see. They come from what you feel. And that is linked to high imagination plus pattern-based thinking. Now another mind trick. Don't think about a situation where you failed in the past. Just try not to think about it. Now notice what happened. Your brain immediately brought that memory forward. This is called the ironic rebound effect. The more you try to suppress a thought, the stronger it returns. And at night, this effect becomes even stronger because your mental resistance is weaker when you're tired. That's why regrets feel heavier at night. Now, let's talk about personality. Psychologists say night active people often fall into three categories. First, the thinkers. They overanalyze everything, even small conversations. Second, the creators. They get sudden ideas at night, like writing, business plans, or random motivation bursts. Third, the replayers. They replay past conversations and imagine different outcomes. If you fall into any of these, your brain is highly active in internal simulation mode. Here's something deeper. Your brain is a prediction machine. It constantly tries to simulate future outcomes before they happen. That's why you sometimes feel anxious about things that haven't even occurred. It's not fear, it's prediction overload. And at night, this system becomes more sensitive. Let's try another psychological illusion. Think of a color right now. Any color. Got it? Now ask yourself, why did that color appear in your mind? You didn't choose randomly. Your brain selected it based on memory, emotion, or past exposure. This proves something important. Even your random thoughts are not random. They are influenced by hidden patterns in your memory. Now here's the darker side of night thinking. At night, your emotional filter becomes weaker. That means feelings are not fully controlled by logic anymore. So small problems can feel huge, and small memories can feel emotional. That's why people often say, I was fine all day, but at night I feel everything. But here's the interesting part. Night thinking is not a weakness. In fact, many creative breakthroughs happen at night. Why? Because your brain is less distracted by survival tasks and social behavior. So it starts connecting deeper ideas. That's why artists, writers, and thinkers often prefer late hours. Now let's go a step deeper. Try this mental experiment. Close your eyes for 3 seconds and imagine your life as a movie. Now notice, you are not just living your life. You are also watching it in your mind. That observer inside your head is called self-awareness. And at night, that observer becomes more active. That's why you start thinking about your life differently after midnight. Now here is the final truth. Night doesn't change your personality. It just removes distractions that hide your real thoughts during the day. So what you call overthinking at night is actually your mind finally speaking without interruption. And maybe that's why night feels so powerful, because in silence, your mind stops pretending and starts revealing.